योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्.
Hello viewers, a warm welcome to all of you. In the previous session, we discussed contemporary issue of responsibility accounting. Today, we are going to discuss another contemporary issue like target costing, Kaizen costing and life cycle costing. All these techniques are used in management accounting as a tool for decision making for the purpose of cost reduction. Target costing is applied during the design stage, whereas Kaizen costing is applied during the manufacturing stage of a product's life. Life cycle costing is used to develop and manufacture goods that will have the least cost to the customer to install, operate, maintain and dispose of. After studying this session, you will be able to understand various areas of target costing, Kaizen costing and life cycle costing. Main areas are the concept of target costing. Under this, we are going to discuss key principles of target costing, application of target costing, stages of target costing, process of target costing support system and benefits of target costing. Concept of Kaizen costing. Under this head, we will see topics relating to application of Kaizen costing, types of Kaizen costing and 5S in Kaizen technique. Along with this, we will also see Kaizen costing process, benefits of Kaizen costing and drawbacks of Kaizen costing. Another objective of this session is to know the concept of life cycle costing. Friends, now let us start our discussion with the concept of target costing. Target costing originated in Japan in year 1960s, where it is known as Genka Kikaku. It is such a costing system where the management considers it as a profit planning system. Target costing is an activity which is aimed at reducing the life cycle costs of new products while ensuring quality and customer requirements by examining all possible ideas for cost reduction at the product planning, research and development and the prototyping phases of production. Target costing is different from standard costing. While target costs are determined by market driven standards, target cost is equal to target selling price minus target profit. Standard costs are determined by design driven standards with less emphasis on what the market will pay. The target cost is normally less than the current cost. Thus, managers must try to reduce cost from the design and manufacture of the product. The planned cost reduction is sometimes referred to as the cost drift. Target costing involves certain key principles. Now, let us discuss these principles. According to Hilton, target costing involves 7 key principles which are discussed here. The first one is the price led costing. Target costing sets the target cost by first determining the price at which a product can be sold in the market. Subtracting the target profit margin from this target price yields the target cost, that is, the cost at which the product must be manufactured. It is important to note that in a target costing approach, the price is set first and then the target product cost is determined. Thus, it is opposite from the order in which the product cost and selling price are determined under traditional cost plus pricing. The second principle is focus on the customer. To be successful at target costing, management must listen to its customers. What products do they want? What features are important? How much are they willing to pay for a certain level of product quality? Management needs to aggressively seek customer feedback, and then products must be designed to satisfy customer demand and be sold at a price they are willing to pay. In short, the target costing approach is market driven. Focus on product design. Design engineering is a key element in target costing. Engineers must design a product from the ground so that it can be produced at its target cost. This design activity includes specifying the raw material and components to be used as well as the labor, machinery and other elements of the production process. In short, a product must be designed which can be manufactured as required to meet the objectives of desired cost. The fourth principle is focus on process design. Every aspect of the production process must be examined to make sure that the product is produced as efficiently as possible. The use of labor and technology in procurement and every aspect of the production process must be designed with the product's target cost in mind. Cross-functional teams. Manufacturing a product at or below its target cost requires the involvement of people from many different functions in an organization. Involvement of people is required in market research, sales, design engineering, procurement, production engineering and production scheduling, material handling and cost management. Individuals from all these diverse areas of expertise can make key contribution to the target costing process. The sixth principle is life cycle cost. In specifying a product's target cost, analysts must be careful to incorporate all of the product's life cycle cost. This includes the cost of product planning and concept design, preliminary design, detailed design and testing, production, distribution and customer service. Traditional cost accounting systems have tended to focus only on the production phase, have not paid enough attention to the product's other life cycle costs. Seventh principle is value chain orientation. Sometimes the projected cost of a new product is above the target cost. Then efforts are made to eliminate non-value added costs to bring the projected cost down. In some cases, a close look at the company's entire value chain can help managers to identify opportunities for cost reduction. Target costing is a common practice in Japan where markets are extremely competitive. The market determines the price of products and there is a little opportunity for the individual organizations to set prices. Therefore, controlling cost is extremely important. Management accountants use the target costing in various fields which facilitates management in decision making. Let us see in which areas the target costing is applied. The application of target costing. Target costing may assist controls of cost and pricing of products by various means such as target costing considers the price that ought to be charged by a company to achieve a given market share. Target costing should take life cycle cost into consideration. If there is a gap between the target cost and expected cost, ways and means of reducing or eliminating it can be explored. The target cost may be used for controlling costs by comparison. The process of target costing passes through various stages. Let us see these stages. Target costing is a management tool used by reducing a product cost over its entire life cycle. It is driven by external market factors. Marketing management prior to designing and introducing a new product determines a target market price. This target price is set at a level that will permit the company to achieve a desired market share and sales volume. A desired profit margin is then deducted to determine the target maximum allowable product cost. Target costing will also develop methods for achieving those targets and means to test the cost effectiveness of different cost cutting scenarios. Now, let us see the stages of target costing. First, the conception phase. Under this stage of life cycle, competitors' products are analyzed with regard to price, quality, service and support, delivery and technology. The features of which consumers would like to have are established. After preliminary testing, the company may be asked to pinpoint a market niche which is undersupplied and which might have some competitive advantage. The next is development phase. The design department should select the most competitive product in the market and study in detail the requirement of material, manufacturing process along with competitors' cost structure. The firm should also develop estimates of internal cost structure based on internal cost of similar products being produced by the company. If possible, the company should develop both the cost structures, that is of competitors, and own in terms of cost drivers for better analysis and cost reduction. Production phase. This phase concentrates its search for better and less expensive products, cost benefit analysis in different features of a product. Priority is given more towards less expensive means of production as well as production techniques, etc. Now, let us discuss the process of target costing. Here, the flow chart depicts the process of target costing. It starts with setting target selling price based on customer expectations and sales forecast. Next step is to establish profit margin based on long-term profit objectives and project volumes. Further process is to determine target or allowable cost per unit, that is target selling price less or minus required profit margin, and then comparison of estimated actual cost with target cost. Friends, now let us discuss each step of the process in detail. First step is setting of target selling price. The setting of target selling price of product which the customers are prepared to pay depends on many factors like design specification of the product, competitive condition, customers' demand for increased functionality, and higher quality projected production volume, sales forecast, etc. A concern can set its target selling price after taking into account all of these factors. Second step is determination of target cost. Target profit margin may be established after taking into account long-term profit objectives and projected volume of sales. By deducting target profit margin from selling price, target cost is determined. Next step is to estimate the actual cost of the product. Actual cost of the product may be determined after taking into account the design specifications, material cost, and other costs required to produce the product. And the final step here is comparison of estimated actual cost with target cost. In case the estimated cost of the product is higher than that of the target cost of the product, then the management should resort to cost reduction methods involving the use of value engineering or value analysis tools. Target costing support system. Now, let us discuss prerequisites for sound system of target costing. It should be clear that target cannot operate in isolation. Support systems are needed to feed it the required information. Cato in 1993 listed the support systems needed in order to operate target costing successfully. They are discussed here. Sales pricing support system. These are market research systems which have the qualities of an ability to decompose product function into sub-function and supply information on that basis. Facilities to convert the value placed on each function into price. A value price conversion table or database. A market research toolbox with various forecasting techniques and simulation function. Another system is target profit computation support system. Support mechanisms required for strategy formulation, profit planning, human resource management, and capital investment decision making. Product portfolio planning systems which can calculate the optimum product mix in the future is also necessary, and profit decomposition system for each product is inevitable. Research and development support system. Computer graphics, computer aided design which is also known as CAD, computer aided engineering also known as CAE, etc. contribute a lot. Project management system to monitor and aid research and development activities based on expert systems or artificial intelligence help for cost reduction and cost planning. Research system for infusing target cost into products. Value engineering in Japan, these are based on cost table reduction databases. Cost tables are widely used in Japan, and agencies exist to provide relevant data to different industries. Now, let us discuss the benefits of target costing. It reinforces top to bottom commitment to process and product innovation and is aimed at identifying issues to be resolved in order to achieve some competitive advantage. It helps to create a company's competitive future with market driven management for designing and manufacturing products. This helps to meet the price required for market success. Target costing uses management control system to support and reinforce manufacturing strategies. It also uses to identify market opportunities that can be converted into real savings to achieve the best value rather than simply the lowest cost. Management control system focuses on cost reduction with value addition. It helps to retain or increase market share by aligning the product with customer need, and it promotes team spirit. Now, let us discuss another topic of today's discussion, that is Kaizen costing. Kaizen costing is a technique of controlling the cost incurred over unproductive activities and resources which do not add any value to the organization. In simple words, it is a practical approach to solve cost related problems to improve the overall efficiency of the organization. Kaizen costing is applied in the business in various areas. Let's discuss some applications of Kaizen costing. Kaizen costing is implemented in business organizations to manage different types of costs in a business. The cost of supply chain, including administration, order procurement, inventory and transportation cost, can be controlled through Kaizen costing. It regulates all the cost incurred in the production of goods or services, including the cost of machinery tools, labor, raw material and other equipment. Cost of acquiring a patent, license, registration fees, hiring of chartered accountant and all other legal formalities require Kaizen costing. At the same time, it is also applicable at the time of redesigning of any product which involves cost on research, analysis, hiring of expert personnel, etc. Human resource is another essential arena which is covered by this technique. It functions to manage the cost of hiring skilled employees, their training and development and retention. With the help of Kaizen costing, the wastage of raw material and time of the labor can be controlled by improving the business operations. The organization also incurs cost on disposal of the waste of defective products. Kaizen costing provides a solution through reusability of the waste and improving the production efficiency to reduce the manufacturing of faulty products. Thus, we can say that the cost of product promotion, advertisement, dispatch, selling and distribution, transportation, recruitment of marketing staff, etc. can all be monitored through Kaizen costing. Now, let us see types of Kaizen costing. Kaizen costing may be asset specific or project specific. Kaizen costing can be on a mass level for any fixed asset or the whole organization, or it can be product based, that is transforming the product or its process of manufacturing. Now, let us understand each of these types in detail. Asset specific. The asset and organization specific Kaizen costing focuses on the need for a particular deal or the business unit. Product specific. The activity which is project or product oriented aiming at value analysis is termed as product specific Kaizen costing. Friends, now it is time to see 5S in Kaizen technique. Workplace improvement, especially in the production or manufacturing unit, is not possible without the application of 5S Kaizen technique. It involves 5 steps. 5S in Kaizen are sort, straighten, shine, standardize, sustain, which is Sari, Seton, Shiso, Shiketsu and Shitsuke. Let us discuss these techniques. The first one is sort, which means Sari in Japanese. The first step in the 5S approach is categorizing the items based on its necessity. The unnecessary items should be labeled red and needs to be out of the organization. These items can be sold to the staff or as scrap, else can be dumped by the organization. The second one is straighten, which means set on in Japanese. Now, the organization is left with essential items. These have to be arranged in an orderly manner for simplifying the operations. This step improves the visibility, availability and accessibility of all the tools and items. Yet another S is shine, that is CISO. Shine here refers to maintaining cleanliness in the workplace. It creates a positive work environment for the employees. The fourth S is standardize, that is Siketsu. One of the most vital tasks is to establish standards for cleanliness, usability and maintaining the placements of items in day-to-day business operations. The fifth S is sustain, that is Setsuke. The final step is to communicate and educate the employees about the changes made. Thus, developing a sense of self-control and discipline among them to maintain and follow the set standards. Now, let us discuss the process of Kaizen costing. To elaborate on the step-by-step procedure of practicing the Kaizen costing to enhance the efficiency of the business operations, refer to the flow chart indicating the steps involved. Involve your employees. The involvement of employees plays a vital role in implementing any change. The participation of employees and their feedback helps in generating ideas and information. It also eliminates the resistance to change from their side. Second step is to find problems. The organization, together with its employees of all the departments such as customer support, finance, human resource, production design, etc., needs to find out the various problems in the organizations with the help of techniques like 360-degree feedback. Next step is think and find solution, that is solving the identified problems. This step needs a lot of brainstorming and tactical approach. Therefore, managers form a team of ingenious employees to find out a practical solution to each question. The fourth step is to implement. Implementing any change involves cost and risk simultaneously. Therefore, to be on a safer side, the new idea must be testified on a small part of the organization. Next step is to check. Managers need to look after the proper implementation of the Kaizen costing. That is, a new idea should not just remain in words, instead it should be practically applied to the business process. The sixth step is to standardize. After being satisfied with the result, the organization needs to set this change as a standard procedure for all the departments and across the whole organization. The final step is to repeat. A standardized procedure becomes the organizational culture when continuously practiced over a period. Friends, now let us discuss advantages of Kaizen costing to the business. When we talk about the benefits of Kaizen costing, the first thing that clicks in our mind is that it improves business efficiency by reducing the various types of costs involved in running an organization. Advantages of Kaizen costing are customer satisfaction, forming work teams, continuous improvement, creates better work environment, problem solving, promotes cross-functional teams, widely applicable and reduces wastage. Customer satisfaction. The Kaizen costing in a customer-oriented technique which focuses on providing better service to the consumers. Next is forming work teams. Every employee involved in the implementation of the Kaizen practice needs to perform in a work team with a common aim of improvement, continuous improvement. Kaizen costing is a technique which emphasizes on improvement and betterment of the product, process, project and the organization, creates better work environment. It also promotes a positive work environment for the employees and the management. Like sharing canteen and dress code is a part of work culture in many organizations. Problem solving. One of the crucial functions of Kaizen costing is to solve the identified problems to achieve perfection in business operations. Promotes cross-functional teams. The teams so formed include employees with different skills and knowledge. Thus, this technique encourages the formation of a cross-functional team. Widely applicable. Kaizen costing is universally applicable to all kinds of organizations whether it is service industry or manufacturing industry. Reduces wastage. Due to better time management and material management in Kaizen costing technique, the wastage of time and resources can be avoided. Now let us see the drawbacks of Kaizen costing. Kaizen costing is a positive change process, though there are some severe disadvantage of it which makes it a risky affair. Some of these are the burden on lower level management. It becomes confusing and tedious for the bottom level management to adopt the change in process or product so implemented through Kaizen costing. Next drawback is lack of training. Kaizen costing requires a lot of expertise and training, and if not implemented strategically, it may even lead to adverse effects. Permanent change system. The change so implemented through Kaizen costing is irreversible, and it requires a lot of efforts and cost in withdrawing such decisions. This is all about Kaizen costing. Now let us discuss last topic of today's discussion, that is life cycle costing. Life cycle costing is the process of compiling all costs that the owner or producer of an asset will incur over its lifespan. The concept applies to several decision areas. In capital budgeting, the total cost of ownership is compiled and then reduced to its present value in order to determine the expected return on investment, that is ROI, and net cash flows. This information is a key part of the decision to acquire an asset. In the procurement area, the purchasing staff seeks to examine the total cost of ownership of an asset in order to place orders for those items that are the least expensive in aggregate to install, operate, maintain, and dispose of. In the engineering and production areas, life cycle costing is used to develop and manufacture goods that will have the least cost to the customer to install, operate, maintain, and dispose of. In the customer service and field service areas, life cycle costing is focused on minimizing the amount of warranty, replacement, and field service work that must be performed on products over their useful lives. Life cycle costing is more heavily used by businesses that place an emphasis on long range planning so that their multi-year profits are maximized. An organization that does not pay attention to life cycle costing is more likely to develop goods and acquire asset for the lowest immediate cost, not paying attention to the heightened service cost of these items later in their useful lives. Friends, before I end this session, let me summarize the main points. In this session, we studied three contemporary concepts: target costing, Kaizen costing, and life cycle costing. In the concept of target costing, key principles of target costing, application of target costing in practice, stages of target costing, process of target costing support system, and benefits of target costing were discussed. Along with this, we also discussed the concept of Kaizen costing and its application, types of Kaizen costing, 5S in Kaizen technique, Kaizen costing process, benefits and drawbacks of Kaizen costing. The concept of life cycle costing was also discussed in the concluding part. Friends, hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you for joining.